Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to show you how to install Kali Linux on Android. So you might think that I've already uploaded some videos on that, but then that's in 3 parts because there was some recording issues, but then this time I'm going to make it perfect, okay, into one video. So first you're going to open up your Play Store and search out for termux. Install that termux. So it's by some guy with F, yeah, Frederick Cornwall. It's by that person in YouTube. Okay, there you go, it's installed. So after I install that, I'm gonna also install termux API, and that's the plugin for termux and ESC escape or hackers keyboard. I install that escape hackers keyboard. Okay, perfect. Okay, now that I've completed this, I am gonna get to my settings and show you my storage. So additional settings, storage, and there you go. Here I have 9.71 GB available. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the storage. So if I click in clean storage, I have this 9.71 GB available. So let me just clean the cache, select all and clean the cache of the data, I mean the cache data, clear. Let me just clear all that. Perfect. Now that I got 11.3 GB, I'm going to make that perfect. Okay, so and here I have 11.3 GB available. I'm going to right now place all this in one folder and name that Kali on Android or Kali Linux. Take that, do that. Okay, and I'm gonna you also need one more app, that is let me just show you. Play Store and search out for the app VNC viewer for Android. You don't need that for Android, you could just type in VNC viewer, search that, and it pops up. So you're going to install that. Is the remote desktop connection. So here what we're going to do is we're going to create a desktop connection with the VNC in our Android, and we're going to use that in the VNC. Okay, so you have another option also. If you type in VNC viewer and search, you get this BVNC, secure VNC viewer. So you could also use that, but then I'm going to show you both the ways. Okay, so let me just install both of them so that at the end I could show you both of them. It's right now recording. Let me just close this. Okay, let me just close this and move these both also onto VNC viewer. So let me just move that open here, and then okay. So first I'm gonna enable a hacker's keyboard. So I have here hacker's keyboard. Let me click in use and done. Set input method, I could select hacker's keyboard, and here you go. So here's the hacker's keyboard, and when you use it in landscape mode and try that, you get these off. So if I type in some random stuff in here, you get that. Okay, so I could use this and do back and leave that. Okay, so here's some problem with the app, so let me just close that. And okay, so first I could show you the documentation of Linux. I'm going to type in Linux Kali NetHunter rootless. Let me just give it, okay, let me use this landscape mode as Kali Linux NetHunter rootless documentation. Search that, and here I have the documentation of Kali NetHunter, and here I have the documentation. So you're gonna search out for the rootless edition. So here you see this is the Kali. So here I'm gonna scroll down. So this is how it looks like. You'll have all the required things in there, all the required things like the hacking tools, like web application analysis, wireless attacks, and all those. Okay, so here you have this termux setup storage and all this in one line. So actually it's termux setup storage, pkg install wget 0 install nethunter-termux https and the site, and again it's again the next part is chmod plus x install nethunter-termux, and next is dot slash install nethunter-termux. So this is a very much confusing thing. So what you could do is you could get to your YouTube description. So I kept it in my notes, and here are the files. Okay, so let me just make it clear. So first you're gonna set up the storage. So termux setup storage. Let me go here. Paste that, right, and you get this prompt in here to allow. So you might get that, you might not. So let me clear. Oops, clear that. So I'm not going to use this right now because this is more comfortable. I'm going to use it afterwards. You will understand that slowly. Okay, so here I have apt install wget. So it's a package. So let me just do paste and that. Okay, so you might face a problem like this. So I'm showing you the problem because you might face it and you might think this video is not working, but then okay, so what you need in here is you have this unable to locate package wget. So this is because of the update of the latest Python, I mean the latest termux. So what you could do is let me just clear that and search out for and type in apt update. Update is like it updates all of the sites and packages, not the packages, only the sites. Okay, so here it says 15 packages can be updated. So though it says 0 packages can be upgraded for you, it's no problem. You're just gonna run this command whatever the condition is. So apt upgrade, and you're gonna type in y for yes and continue. Yes please. And here it installs all the requirements. It's already installed, but then they are to be upgraded. So after this, if you run apt or apt install wget that you run before, that would work. So here it's 99%. It's unpacking all the files and installing them. I'm gonna wait for that to install. Stable release all those files that you not needed in the. That means you really don't want to know what those all are, because there are so many files like that. So I'm gonna clear that and paste the same command that we used before, apt install wget, and there you go. You don't get that error. You're gonna, it says do you want to continue, you're gonna type in yes please or y for yes please and run that, and you get the continue prompt entered. Here it's still unpacking, and there you go, it's installed. So you're gonna type in clear and run that. And one more thing is your phone at least needs 4 GB storage, and after that you could just delete the file and it still works out. There is no much difference. You'll understand this later, but then right now let me just show you the progress. So here we have wget -o or 0 whatever it is, install termux https offensive security 2mc, all that code, I mean all that site. Oops, let me just copy that once again to make sure. Copied it. Okay, now I'm gonna hold it up in here and paste it, run that, and it gives the request and SSL certificate gets certified. So let me just clear that and get to that same place. Okay, so let me just make you understand, let me just let you understand this. So you're gonna understand this now. I'm gonna explain it. Okay, so if you type in ls, this is to list all the files. So here you have this install-nethunter-termux. So this is where you install it, but then it might say something like if you run the next command, it will not run because this is not executable. The install-nethunter-termux is not executable. To make it executable, you're going to use chmod and plus x for the file. So let me just paste that in, and that would be easier. Paste that plus x and space, and you give it the file name or the directory or the project path or the name of that particular thing. So here it's install-nethunter-termux. I'm gonna run that, and if I type in ls again, you see that in green, that means that it's it will be able to run. So let me just clear the screen and get to the main part. So guys, so this is the main part. Without this there is no Kali, not even a topic of Kali in your Android. This is because in Linux you'll have the dot slash for to run. You'll have dot slash and the name of the file or the directory to run that. So here it's install-nethunter-termux is the directory, it's not a file, and when you run that you get the Kali nethunter page that looks like this, and you'll get the same screen, but then you'll have this Kali in top, but then you'll not have this nethunter for termux installed successfully because you're gonna wait for that to complete. I'm gonna explain you all this nethunter kicks and nethunter-r kicks and all those. So I'm gonna leave that aside right now. Just close this. And here also there's the same code, so dash install dot slash install nethunter-termux. So that's the same thing over here. And let me just paste that. Oops, I've already pasted it. Termux. Okay, I'm gonna run that and you'll see the screen pops up. There you go. So here you have Kali nethunter. It checks the device architecture and package dependencies so that it makes it perfect. Okay, so it installs the packet known as root, and here this is where you need. So rootfs is the main file for Kali Linux, so it will take some time to install. So it depends on your net speed. Here the speed is increasing rapidly. It's about 1 MB. So my Wi-Fi is a bit fast, so that's a good speed. Yours can be 500 kbs or something less, or it could also be 100 MBs or 5 MBs. And here it's increasing up to 2 MB. I'm gonna pause that. Okay, so my speed has increased up to 3.4 MBs. So yours can take a lot of time. It depends on your network. So if this doesn't work perfectly, like if your speed is like 10 kbs or 1 bs or 100 kbs or 500 kbs, it's not at all a problem with the termux application or my way of installing Kali Linux. It's only the problem with your Android device or your Wi-Fi or your Android device wireless card adapter. So it came up to 3.7 MBs. It's going down once again. So just hold that phone properly with the Wi-Fi. Perfect. It's 3.7 MBs. It says that it'll take more 2 minutes 57 seconds. That's a lot bit of less time. So I'm gonna wait for that to complete. And okay, so here it's working out. So the speed is 3.1 MBs. It reduced from 3.6 to 3.1. You might see all these lines in one. You might only see one line, but then I'm just doing this run button so that it again regains its speed. I'm gonna do that. Wait for that to complete. So here right now we have 78% done. So if you keep the phone in the landscape mode, you will have this more perfect. So it's 83%, 84%. I'm doing this just because to avoid all these other things on the top. So I'm going to use the landscape mode because it's more comfortable and more better. So it's more 34 seconds. So at the end you might get connection 0 closed, or connection 1 unexpectedly closed, or completed or finished. So you're gonna wait for that to complete. Amma ఏంటి బాబు మధ్యలో డాడీ వస్తారా మాట్లాడితే అసలే తెలుసా. Okay, so sorry for the problem of the sorry for the thing, guys, because there was my sister was actually troubling me. Okay, so here I have connection 2 finished. It might say unexpectedly closed. Last time it said unexpectedly closed. Okay, so here it completed downloading. It verifies the integrity of rootfs because it's from the offensive security original site. So it will say okay, of course, because we installed it in a legal way. And it also extracts the rootfs. So I'm gonna wait for that to complete and resume the video when it completes. Your phone might be a bit laggy during this process, but then don't worry, guys, it's just for that time. And after this you might delete the 1.6 GB or 1.16284 GB file, because you don't need that anymore. If you want to use that, you could just save it. I'm gonna pause the video until it completes. So it's right now working out. So it took about almost 2 minutes to complete it. I have less patience, so I'm gonna wait for that to complete. I'm gonna wait for that. So you have to be patient in here. It could also take several hours depending on your phone. It'll not take several hours, but then it'll take like about 1 hour or less than 1 hour, depends on your phone. For me it'll take 10 minutes because my phone is too fast, and yours can take 30 minutes or any time like that. But then you're gonna wait for that to complete up, and you're gonna be patient, because if this works out for your phone, please like and subscribe my video and support my hard work. So okay, so my next video would be about the Python. So how do you use Python in your phone in here, and how do you send messages from termux, how do you call from termux, how do you spoof emails from termux, and all those. So I'm gonna explain you that in the next videos, next coming up videos. So I'm gonna wait for that to complete. After this you guys will get a prompt about the deleting the file or using it out. So you could type in N if you have a lot of space, and Y if you have less space, because it clears up 1.6 GB in your phone or your tab or whatever you're using. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for that to complete. So this thing that we download right now will work with the internet. So you can also use your internet, and you can use external USB devices or external audio devices or any of those, or you can install programs in that. You'll have full complete root access, and you could set up your own password, your own Kali Linux machine on your phone. So you could also use that in your computer. So if you have a Windows computer, you're gonna install VNC or VVNC, and when you type in the local host or the address of this, you can use that. So I'm gonna wait for that to complete. Here you see using. So let me just pause the video and resume it when it gets. Okay, so if you want to use Kali Linux for all these hacking wireless devices, or hacking Android devices and hacking Wi-Fi's, like using Airmon NG, Wi-Fi and all those, so your Kali Linux will not work. The if config down or monitor mode, you're going to need an external wireless adapter on your Android. So you're gonna connect it using an OTG, and you could use that. So I'm also going to show you how to do that in the coming up videos of mine. So it says storage is running, so let me just clear some storage right in here and check out the storage. So get the settings and get to additional settings, storage, So this is where it gets a bit laggy. So I'm gonna resume it when it completes loading. Okay, it's already loaded. So it's 4.09 GB is available. So let me just close this. Okay, I'm gonna fix this issue. Okay, so there you go, it's completed. So let me just clear that. I don't understand why did this happen. If I scroll up, okay, it says to start NetHunter type NetHunter and NetHunter kicks password, NetHunter kicks N to start the NetHunter VNC. So you're gonna, let me just clear this and make you understand of all this. Okay, so first to use the NetHunter, first of all you're gonna set up a password. So you're gonna do NetHunter KEX for kex. That's the VNC ability of the computer. So NetHunter kex password PSSWD, and it asks a password. So you're gonna give it any password that you like. For example, I want it ROOT at Kali, ROOT at Kali, and you can type in N and run that. Just blindly type in N. Okay, so here if you type in NetHunter, you get this. So let me just exit this by using exit and type in NH. You get this. So what do you understand here is you could use NH instead of complete typing up NetHunter. So let me just clear that. And here I have this. So let me just type in NH kex. And so when you use this and symbol, it says that you're going to start the NetHunter VNC service. So if you run that, you get this ID, process ID, display or RFB port. So here in the RFB port, I have this 5901. So you're not gonna care much about the RFB port. You're only gonna care about the display. So in the display, I have 1. So here you see I have 1. So when you have 1 in here, you're gonna type the number, and RFB port is 5901. And remember, when the display is 1, you have 590 and the display number. So here display is 1, it's 5901. It might be 3 in yours, 5903 could be, but most of the cases, 99% it will be display port will be 1 only. So here let me just, this is where you use the BVNC or VNC viewer. So I prefer VNC viewer because it's more easy to use. So you could zoom in and zoom out, but then BVNC is also same. It's good, but then it's not that perfect. Okay, let me just click in allow and close that. And here let me give it title. So let me give it Kali rootless. And VNC server is gonna give it localhost. Just give it localhost colon and the display. So here as you see it, we have 1. So if I give it, let me just close that. If I give it 1 in here, and the RFB port should be 5901. So it's 5901. And username, I could give it rootless Kali. So rootless Kali is same as brainless Kali. That's a small thing. Okay, so password, I'm going to leave it give it the password that we said earlier. So it's root at Kali. And here you have this connect button in here. Okay, so when you type in this, when you click on this connect button, it takes you to this. There you go, boom, you have the Kali Linux on your Android up in here. Okay, so here you have the mouse in here. So if you click in any place, for example I'm clicking on the trash or file, let me just click on the file system. It gets in. If I double click, it opens up the file system. If I want to close that, I'm gonna click in N. And here I have this buttons. and we're going to click in there. This is the connection. So if I want to disconnect, so let me just click in back. Let me just close this BVNC. I get in there. As you see, it got disconnected here. After you complete the connection, you're going to type in nh kex stop and it kills the ID. So you're going to do nh kex stop and it kills the process ID. So if you observe, you have the process ID as 20924 in here, and the process ID over there also it's the same 20924. Okay, so it kills that. So if it still enable, anything that you connect can have this. Okay, so if you can get the next thing to type in, so if you can type in anything like this in the $sign or the code, then what you're going to do is you're going to swipe up from the left, completely from the left. When you swipe up, you get this. You're going to click a new session and type in nh to start that and exit to exit. So I'm gonna remove this session. So I'm gonna give it this, and let me just use the same command. Oops. Oops. I just changed it. Give it and run that. It creates a new ID, and here I have the same. But I'm going to use that in the BNC viewer. So next, get started. This is what I allow. So I'm going to localhost colon and the display number, and you could give it a name. So Kali, let me just give it rootless in there, rootless, and I'm gonna click in done, and here I have the picture quality, view only, and the delete button in here and all those. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna click in connect, and it says unencrypted connection. I'm gonna run that, and in the password I'm gonna give it the password that I've already set it up in there. So we use NetHunter-kex password PSSWD. So I'm gonna give it ROOT root at Kali. I'm gonna show you that for a proof, and click in continue, and it prepares the desktop. I'm just skip, and the setting that I love is I'm gonna enable this mouse button and untoggle the toolbar. So here you could zoom out, zoom in, and this is like a different thing. So you could hold on a screen and move your finger, and the mouse moves in the same way. So you could move it like this, like that. When you zoom out, it's perfect. So you could double click in here, and if you observe in here, we have the mouse pad or the notepad, or if I could actually zoom in here and do in the plus button, make it big. I could zoom out, and here I have the documents, desktop, all this. So just close this. Okay, so here in here I have this. So if I zoom in,